Thankfully, one man came to our rescue, Mika. Grace Kelly helped make Mika a household name, but he was no one-hit wonder. His debut album was full of songs like Relax, Take It Easy, and the bouncy ballad Love Today. His music even made its way to the movies, featuring in films like Pitch Perfect 2. And while the British star's songs took over the big screen, Mika himself moved to the small screen, judging on a French singing show for 5 years. In between TV and movies, there's still time to make music. His latest album released last year, featuring the hit single Ice Cream. Mika joins us live. Good to see you.
Hello.
Feel free to use that little piece that we clipped up there for
Thank you. It's really nice.
It's quite nice. You've forgotten some of those things.
Yeah, well, you know, I never like looking at myself in general, and so from time to time, but looking at that stuff from 2007, it's kind of amazing to see it, you know,
yeah.
10 years later.
I don't think we haven't got more of that coming up in a minute. You kicked off the tour in Brazil a couple of nights ago. It's been 11 years since you performed in Australia.
It has.
Nice to be back. Are the crowds
really
still...
nice? The crowds are unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know what? They remind me of the crowds at the beginning of my career, where you don't know what's going to happen in the show. People are doing things, they're jumping up on stage. We had this amazing drag queen that came on, did a full performance in the middle of one of the songs. Just that spontaneity and the idea that the crowd is giving you material.
Was that planned or...?
No, completely oh, you're there. Completely unplanned.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. And I was looking because I always go and I look at the crowd from the side of the stage. That was not planned. And she was like there doing shots and like taking drinks, and people were like, she was like an MC during the warm-up of the show for about an hour. And so when I saw her, she was singing every word. I was like, let's just try it. Let's give it a go.
It's like welcome to Australia, right?
It was amazing. It was like a present, a gift.
Well, it is welcome back, because on this show anyway, you were here in 2009 on this very show. But full disclosure, you had a little bit of an injury when you appeared on this show last time. Let's take a look.
It's the worst.
I went to bed and I was like, oh, thank God. Until I started hearing these, you know when you're in bed and you hear mosquitoes and it's like,
Yeah.
I was just like, no, because I'm so allergic. And I started spraying myself everywhere with all the insect repellent, literally everywhere. My bum, everything. I'm just paranoid. The one place I didn't spray myself with was on my eye.
Because it says on the can, keep away from me.
And I got stung on my eye. That's how much they like my blood.
A mosquito bite.
No, wait, do you know what I said about not looking at yourself on television?
Well,
that still traumatizes me to this day.
But you know what? You're such a
like
pro.
Quasimodo. No, but the truth is, on the show earlier on in the morning, that wasn't even an option, taking it off.
Right.
And so I was like, what do? Do I wear sunglasses and just look like a douche?
Yeah.
Just kind of like being on sunglasses in the morning show. Everyone's gonna be like, who's this idiot? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear a patch and draw an eye on it. And that didn't go down very well.
It was the best excuse we've ever had for an international superstar turning up with blurry eyes in the morning. That was the best excuse we've ever heard.
Oh, I was so angry with the hotel because I closed my windows. You know, I closed my windows and all night I was saying,
Anyway, such a pro. You turned up and you did it. And,
I did.
And we were so glad that you did it.
I did, and it still makes me wince now.
Yeah, and here's the good news. We're going to play that every time you come on the show.
in another 10 years. So you're a bit of a multilinguist. You're able to speak French,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
English. Spanish, Italian.
Yeah. Well, no, Italian I learned because I had just finished a really long, like year and a half long tour, and I was doing TV in France. And I kept on going on doing promo on the X Factor in Italy, and then the producer was like, "Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Okay, sure, I'll be a judge." And I signed a contract, and they asked me if I spoke Italian, and I said yes. The truth is, I didn't speak Italian, and
Just a little bit?
no.
Oh my God.
No, I knew how to sing some songs, and so I had 2 months to learn. And I will tell you, as a grown adult, the one amazing thing to push you to learn something new really quickly is fear.
Yes. I thought you were going to say when you sign on to do the X Factor.
Yeah,
It's fear.
I was doing live television 2.5 months later.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It was a mess. You should see the mistakes I made. But ironically, when you don't speak a language very well, you connect with people a lot more. And it made me realize, it was like, wow, maybe people like me more when they don't understand what I'm saying.
Now, is it true that you speak in one language when you're angry and one language when you're happy? Is that...
In our family, yes.
Okay,
Because
how does it work?
and I know there's a lot of Lebanese in Australia. My mother's Lebanese Syrian, my father's American.
Right.
And so in our household, and growing up our entire life, like for different purposes, there were different languages.
Right.
And in Arabic, you knew you were cooked.
Right.
In Arabic, you knew your life was over. Like you knew you were going to be banished to your room for at least a couple of days.
Yeah. We saw in the intro too that many of your songs have appeared in movies. The Pitch Perfect one.
Yeah.
You actually went to the movie, right?
I didn't, because when people want to use your song, like they send a request, right, to the publishing company, and then you get this weird kind of form that, but you forget about it.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of them, so you forget. And so I went to see Pitch Perfect 2, was the second
Yes.
one. And I'm sitting there, and I see my song, and I couldn't believe it. And I paid to go
You
and see it.
paid to go to the movies to see a movie in which your song stars.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
That's okay, at least-
And sometimes I really don't like the movie. Then I'm
Yeah,
just
right.
like, wow, I wish I could have seen the movie before. In Pitch Perfect, I loved it. That wasn't a problem.
But at least 13 cents would have come back to you or something, right?
Well,
Like in
yeah,
royalties?
yeah,
Something
you
like
hope
that.
Now, you've been compared for a long time to Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Do you find that a high compliment? Or
I mean,
where
it
do you
is.
go with that?
It's an amazing compliment. I mean, it's not a comparison that I've ever made myself. I mean,
Right.
why would you ever
Yeah.
do something as dangerous as that? Well, look, I mean, I love Freddie Mercury. I think the thing about Freddie Mercury is that when I first heard it, I was like, I came from classical music. I was singing opera at the age of 8. I was kicked out of school, and I started doing classical music, like at a really high level at the Royal Opera House in London. And when I heard Freddie Mercury and Queen, I was like, wow, this is like rock and all the stuff from classical music combined together in this kind of virile glamour. And I was like, this is amazing. You can be these colours. You can be melodically this way and get away with it. So it was like a kind of an open door to freedom.
Yeah. Just in the last couple of weeks, we've had Adam Lambert out here performing with Queen, as he does now. Is that something that you would have liked to have done?
Never.
Never?
Never. And I know...
Because-
I know Brian, and I know the guys from
Yeah.
Queen, and we've never done anything.
Yeah.
I mean, because I couldn't, because it takes a certain kind of, firstly I don't know, I'm too much of a fan. I think that's sacred territory, but he does it really well.
He sure does.
Are you around for Mardi Gras?
I'm not. Normally I was supposed to go to Japan and to South Korea and do a ton of shows there and China, and those plans have changed, unfortunately.
How do you feel about that?
I feel, well, I really tried up until the last minute. And in South Korea, I made a statement. I was like, I'm going to go, and I'm not going to cancel out of my own personal fear. And so the venue was going to be prepared. They sent out a statement to everybody saying, we're going to disinfect the venue, so please forgive the smell.
Right.
Very clear. Anyone without a mask would not be allowed at the gig. So in my mind, I was like, well, I'm going to have to do 2 arena shows full of thousands and thousands of people wearing masks. I've never done a gig where everyone in front of me is wearing a mask.
Right.
So we really tried, right up until it got untenable.
Yeah.
Now even TV shows that are being shot in South Korea are being done without a studio audience. So BTS is doing all their specials without a studio audience.
Right.
So at a certain point, you have to think of the crowd.
Sure.
And so for the sake of protecting the crowd, big groupings of people like that are not going to happen.
And you'll
anymore.
reschedule when it's all back to normal.
But tonight is going ahead in Sydney.
Yes, of course.
Without face masks, hopefully.
Great to see you with both your eyes open. It's a real treat for us.
Thank you. You see, I do have a,
Mika, the fabulous Mika, is performing tonight in Sydney. Get down there tomorrow in Melbourne. And there's still just a handful of tickets left. We'll put all the details over on our website, themorningshow.com.au.